Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Temple of Possibilities. I am Minister William, or Reverend Will if you wish, leading today's sermon of April 6th, 2025. And as always, we'll start with a silence for prayer, meditation, or what have you. As soon as. All right, thank you. Uh, First off, I'd like to apologize for not having a sermon last week. Um, there was technical difficulties, and I was unable to film one for you. But I am back this week. And today's sermon is called In the Bleak Season and is written by Donna Moriarty. And it was posted on the Unitarian Universalist Association website on October 6th of 2024. There is pain in this world that cannot be cheered out of. You cannot be cheered out of. You don't need solutions. You don't need to move on from your grief. You need someone to see your grief and acknowledge it. Some things cannot be fixed. They can only be carried. Make it divine. It's okay if you're not okay. Not long ago, I reached a turning point in a major writing project to which I'd given my heart and soul. A memoir about the stillbirth of my first child. I stumbled across a photo of the octogenarian who had delivered our baby. Stunned and triggered by the long buried memory, I couldn't write. After months of agonizing writer's block, I set the manuscript aside and tried to accept that it was over. Easter was approaching, and I caught myself thinking about the stories I've grown up with. Good Friday, the day Jesus was crucified, Sunday with the empty tomb, the three startled women who had come to ritually anoint his body, ritually anoint his body. But what about Saturday? I imagine that day was like for the women who were required by Jewish law to wait until the Sabbath passed before proceeding with their sorrowful task. I imagine what it must have been like to see their dream of a better world die along with their beloved teacher. When life deals a hard blow, a death or diagnosis, a lost job or home, it rocks our world and changes everything. After the shattering, all that remains is another ordinary day. We rise, wash, and put the kettle on. We sit down to a manuscript that's a holy mess. In the bleak season that followed the loss of my daughter Jennifer, I didn't know if I'd have another child. Even on days when I wished I could stay under the covers or not wake up at all, I drag myself out of bed. I choose a small task to accomplish or an obligation to meet. and I'd mutter the energy to do it. I kept on that way until something shifted, the hope and purpose returned. When surrounded by our dashed hopes, we might still be blessed with something we never expected, the grace to carry on. The ordinary day that dawns between desolation and the rebirth of hope is where we find our deepest faith, strongest reserve, and simple gratitude for our lives and the living. Prayer. Spirit of the ordinary day, bless and guide us with your grace. Set before us the next task we are bound and privileged to do. As we meet the challenges of our daily lives, may we be reminded of our fragile humanity, our obligations to each other, and our oneness with the earth that keeps turning. When something bad happens and we're so filled with sorrow, it is so easy just to give up. Let that sorrow consume us. But we have to keep going. We have to keep pushing. Especially those of us who lost someone close. We have to keep going for them. What they'd want us to do. Those who love us and that we loved back would not want us to lay around and wallow in in their loss. They'd want us to keep going because they loved us. And we just have to keep getting up and pushing forward until things feel normal again. The pain will never fully go away. We'll just learn to live with it, make it part of our everyday, make it part of who we are, and keep pushing until it's our time to go and we meet up with those loved ones again. As I said last time at the beginning, I'm sorry that I wasn't here last week to post a sermon. I was having technical difficulties, but I'm back again, and I will see you next week. And remember, when we all come together, the possibilities are endless. Thank you.